Basement, level vibes with another one, straight up, blackness aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and pon the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you, so call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Source. Okay, well, maybe the Chinese company that did not get the agreement that they wanted here, maybe they're the ones who told you. Or it could be just a fictitious thing.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jerome?
So my relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good friend.
Guyana, really nice. Guyana. It's a nice place.
Mr. Mark, I believe every word of what Mr. Shu is saying. I am also afraid of Mr. Shu. Mr. Shu, if you are listening, I don't want anybody to harm you. This is a serious thing. Corruption is big. And we Chinese have to stop that. Been bullied by Jack Deal and other government official to pay bribe. It's big all over Guyana.
This is what $2 million worth of gold looks like. It belongs to Nazar Muhammad, a gold trader who keeps it in a rusty lockbox on the floor of his office under his desk.
So what is the value of all the gold in that box there? Maybe about 2 million US.
Muhammad, who goes by the nickname Shell, runs his gold dealing business from a
Guyana, really nice. Guyana, it's a nice place.
Oh my God.
This is what $2 million worth of gold looks like. It belongs to Nazar Muhammad, a gold trader who keeps it in a rusty lockbox on the floor of his office under his desk.
So what is the value of all the gold in that box there? Maybe about 2 million US.
Muhammad, who goes by the nickname Shell, runs his gold dealing business from a heavily guarded building in central Georgetown, the capital of Guyana.
The mining industry.
Guyana, really nice. Guyana, it's a nice place.
This is what $2 million worth of gold looks like. It belongs to Nazar Muhammad, a gold trader who keeps it in a rusty lockbox on the floor of his office under his desk.
So what is the value of all the gold in that box there? Maybe about 2 million US.
Muhammad, who goes by the nickname Shell, runs his gold dealing.
All right, good evening. We begin this evening by letting you know what is coming out of the desk of Guyana's ambassador to the U.S., Samuel Archibald Hines. Yep, Samuel Archibald Hines is speaking out. Samuel Archibald Hines is saying,
Saw me banging on the sofa. It wasn't me. I even had her in the shower. It wasn't me. She even took.
Okay, you heard it there. Samuel Archibald Hines is saying it wasn't he. It wasn't he. He is distancing himself from the lobbyist, the ex-FBI agent who flew to Guyana to sit at the side of the Mohammeds to say what, nothing different, right? These lobbyists are going to make a heck of a lot of money. Lots and lots of monies these lobbyists are going to make to do what only God knows. Because lobbyists cannot influence the outcome of any potential case. None whatsoever. It is called interference with the judicial process. It is called interference of a pending investigation. And that ex-FBI agent should know better. It will open a can of worms, should know better. Now let's get to the bottom of this thing here. Oh, I didn't even say good evening. I said nothing. I just went straight in, and let's get down to business, because I'm not going to be on for more than an hour tonight. So I want to ensure that I squeeze every bit of information out and ensure that you get the message. You already got the message, right? But Sam Hines is denying. Sam Hines is saying that he had nothing to do with what Shell Mohammed, or what the, what this Tom Locke is saying. Tom Locke is part of a lobbying group in Washington, D.C. that was hired by Shell Mohammed to sit and say glorious things about Shell Mohammed and his company. Nothing else. He is perfect. He is so spick and span. He has done nothing wrong. And so the law enforcement agencies in the US, they're wrong. They're wrong. And what this ex-FBI agent is saying is that he was able to contact the US Embassy in Guyana for information. Now, look, I'll tell you guys what. The US Embassy, or no embassy, no US Embassy, whether in Georgetown or whether in the Bahamas, wherever, they do not divulge information, sensitive information or whatsoever. So someone can have a visa issue. Someone can be denied a visa. No lobbying group or no lobbyist can pick that phone up and call the US Embassy and say, in this case, for example, Shell Mohammed. No ex-FBI, ex-police, ex-CIA, nothing can pick up that phone and call and say, I need some information on X, Y, and Z person as to why their visa or visas were denied. It cannot happen at all. And if it happens that anyone divulge information, it is a crime. Anyone divulge information, it is a crime. Simple as that. And so no lobbyist, no lobbying group in Washington or wherever can call the US State Department and ask for information, or to go into law enforcement agencies and inquire, hey, are you guys looking for this person? Do you guys want this person? Do you guys want to charge X, Y, and Z? It cannot happen. And even if it happens, it should not happen at all. It is wrong. And no law enforcement agency is going to admit to any lobbyist that yes, someone or the person of whom you're inquiring is under investigation for so and so, X, Y, and Z. It just cannot happen. It should not happen. And even if it happens, it's a crime. It just shouldn't happen. So all of these glorious things about Shell Mohammed from the lobbying firm, from that company is expected. Any lobbyist that is being paid, and I'm almost certain that this lobbyist is being paid handsomely, nothing less than 250,000 US dollars, nothing less. And of course, they'll have to declare that. They can't just collect and say they haven't collected. They certainly have to declare it. Now, I find that there are lots of holes in this story, lots and lots of holes in this story. But before we get to the holes, let's get to a hole, a W-H-O-L-E individual, a whole individual. Sam Hines has decided that he's going to issue a statement. And look up. He issued a statement, Embassy of the Republic of Guyana. Statement from His Excellency Ambassador Samuel Archibald Hines, Ambassador for Guyana to the United States of America. Samuel Hines is responding. He is responding to an article which appeared in the Demerara Waves that says, the managing director of BGR Group, Tom Locke. Tom Locke is the ex-FBI agent. And according to Demerara Waves, he is the managing director of BGR Group, Tom Locke. And Tom Locke is saying, according to Demerara Waves, on Tuesday said his company had been contacted by Guyana's ambassador to the United States to assist Mohammed. Again, let me repeat this while you guys share the link. Managing, and this is again according to the Demerara Waves news article, the managing director, who happens to be the ex-FBI agent, Tom Locke, is saying here on Tuesday that his company had been contacted by Guyana's ambassador to the United States to assist Mohammed, when asked whether he was referring to Mr. Hines, Mr. Locke could not answer the question directly. And now, come on. We know he's a lobbyist. But if you want us to believe every other thing he is saying about Shell Mohammed, all of you guys know Shell Mohammed, right? Yes. And so if he wants people to believe everything that he is saying and the picture that he has painted about his client, of course, he's being paid handsomely to say these things. Because after all, that's what they're being paid for. Most lobbyists explain that their job is all about education, and in some instances, miseducation. It's their duty to inform representatives about their organization, company, group, or the individual they're speaking on behalf of. In this case, this lobbyist is speaking on behalf of someone who has paid him to speak on behalf of him. So you catch somebody, say, for example, I'm a lobbyist, sorry. And who is it that's going to hire me? Everybody want to hire me, right, Raul, or Waveney, or Delon, and Michelle, and Marla. Let's say, for example, Marla Alicock hires me to talk about her. What a wonderful person she is. Oh, what a wonderful. And Marla decides that she's going to contact my office. And so she calls my office. Hello? Hi, Mark. This is Marla. You want to represent me? Oh, I'm going to pay you. And Marla's a big-time gold smuggler, right? Not gold smuggler, sorry. A gold dealer. Sorry about that, Marla. And so Marla says, look, my image is not looking good, Mark. I need you to help me. And Marla decides that she's going to give my lobbying firm $300,000 US. $300,000 US, man. I would go on Sheriff Street and run up and down that street as naked I was born, with a bottle of wine in my hand, one hand, and a bottle of bush rum in the other hand, and a box of chicken on my head, because you know we love chicken, right? Fried chicken. And so I'm going to run, and because I just got $300,000 in my hands. And so I'm going to sit with Marla at a press conference, and I'm going to say, Marla is such a wonderful woman. She is just an honest businesswoman, and I've made contact with everyone, and they say they know nothing bad about Marla. Marla never had any customer at the cathedral. Marla was never at the sheriff bar. Marla was never moving around with questionable persons at sleep-in hotels. No, Marla goes to church. She sits in church. Oh, no, she never attended Pope London's church at all. And Marla is spick and span. Yes, Marla is a great person. A great person. And Marla is sitting there, and she's going to feel happy. And as soon as I'm done, Marla is going to say, hey, Mark, I'm going to give you an extra $100,000 on that, right? Because that's all. And Marla is happy because me as a lobbyist, I have said exactly what Marla wants me to say about her. And Marla lives in another country. I realize that Marla might very well be a paku, right? I'm being paid handsomely. You want me to tell you? I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. And that's it, right? And so when I'm done, I'm going to my next client. I'm going to Anthony Brown, not a paku. I'm going to Delon Frank, and not a paku. So, right? They're going to pay me, and I'm going to say whatever. Well, you know, you guys are not paku, right? So don't get I'm just showing you guys, right? Kerwin Adams and others, you guys are not paku. Well, sorry, I say it like I'm a paku. No, you guys are not paku, right? So, and that is what lobbyists do, right? That is exactly lobbyists do. A lobbyist means a person who is employed and receives payment, or who contracts for economic consideration for the purpose of lobbying, or a person who is principally employed for a governmental, well, this is not the case or whatever, but the lobbyist has been hired to do, you know what? That's exactly what a lobbyist firm did by the name of, what is it, that lobbying firm that the PPP hired that was paid millions of dollars. And we're hearing that Shell Mohammed allegations that they all pooled up their money and helped to pay that lobbying firm that did a lot of mischief in Guyana in the elections. And we're hearing that that lobbying firm also is connected to this here, this contract with that one ID card, this contract. But we'll get back to this some other time, right? Let's head to Washington now because we want to get to this guy, Samuel Hines, who sits there as the ambassador to Guyana. Thank you, Miss Cummings. Lots of smart people we got here, right? Mercury firm. We'll get back to that because it's a big one at GCOM who said, apparently they know, and who said that the money that actually, allegations, mind you, repeat allegations that Shell Mohammed actually funded Mercury. I don't know. It's just allegations. I just want you guys to know that. Allegations. We're dealing with allegations here. Now, Samuel Hines issued a statement because his name is calling. Samuel Hines, poor Samuel Hines, is sitting there in Washington quietly, relaxing in his retirement age, not really doing much, but he's relaxed. Comes a report in the Demerara Waves, and let's go back to that report. Managing Director of BGR Group, Tom Locke, an ex-FBI agent, on Tuesday said his company had been contacted by Guyana's ambassador to the U.S. to assist Shell Mohammed. Now, this ex-FBI agent, Mr. Locke, is saying exactly what Demerara Waves is reporting. And they have not refuted this article. So we are going to assume that the article might be on the right track based on this quote. Now, when asked, according to Demerara Waves again, when asked whether he was referring to Mr. Hines, Mr. Locke could not answer the question directly. So in other words, what Demerara Waves is saying, that Mr. Locke he got stumbled there on that curveball. He got stumbled. In other words, Demerara Waves may have hit him in the middle stump, but the ball was heading towards the middle stump, and he blads. He put his bat and pad. Bat and pad. Those umpires out there should know bat and pad. So he couldn't be stumped out or whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about, cricket, right? Yeah. And so he safeguarded himself there, bat and pad, right? Blats, right? He couldn't answer that question, whether they made contact directly with the Guyana ambassador to the U.S., Guyana's ambassador to the U.S., Mr. Samuel Hines. Now, Samuel Hines wasn't taking that. Samuel Hines wasn't taking that. Minutes later, it wasn't second, the ink wasn't allowed to settle. First time in the history I have seen Samuel Hines run out onto the field, grab the umpire. This is Demerara Waves. Grab the umpire, held the umpire up and say, hey, hear what happened. Hear what happened. This, we see the report. It came out from the PPP, People's Progressive Party. They have issued a statement on behalf of Samuel Hines. That's their PPPC party. But let's get back to Samuel Hines. Says here now, Samuel Hines says, and I quote, I wish to refer to an article dated April 12th. That's today, 2023, in Demerara Waves under the caption, Shell Mohammed hires U.S. firm to push for American visa approval. contrasting views weren't pursued. Really? Now, Sam Hines continues here. In this article, it states BGR was contacted by Guyana's ambassador to the United States of America about Mohammed's visa difficulties. Now. BGR is saying that they were contacted by the ambassador. They didn't say someone in the ambassador's office, the Guyana ambassador to the U.S. office. They didn't say that. According to this quote here, BGR was contacted by Guyana's ambassador to the United States about Mr. Mohammed's visa difficulties. Sam Hines continues, I wish to categorically state that at no time did I contact or had any discussion with the BGR group pertaining to Mohammed's visa issues. End of quote. End of quote. Now, wait a minute. Just like that, this lobbying firm that was hired and being paid by Shell Mohammed, we can assume that, mind you. We can assume that. Sam Hines is saying, no. Nobody contacted him. No one contacted him about that. But I am seeing some red flags here. I am already seeing some illegalities here. But I'll touch on that shortly. Sam Hines has said no. The company is saying yes. When pressed by Demerara Waves, the company's managing director is saying here, he could not answer the question directly. So here is this question. Let's do some investigations here now. This lobbying firm is not going to just out of the blue or out of the blues or whatever we say. They're not going to call this guy. They're not going to just push their hands in a bag and say, oh, the ambassador, the Guyana ambassador to the U.S. made contact with our office and initiated some sort of negotiation, and they took it from there. Now, this sounds plausible because I doubt that BGR group, I doubt that this ex-FBI agent is just going to pluck Sam Hines' name out of a hat. He didn't say Sam Hines, but he said here, the ambassador, the Guyana ambassador to the U.S. asked for assistance. Somebody isn't telling the truth here. Is it Sam Hines? Is it the ex-FBI agent? Who? Who then? Come on, guys. You guys are very smart people. Put on your investigation hat. Let's talk. Let's investigate. I see somebody saying Sam Hines washed his hands of the whole visa affair. Thank you, Miss Simons. Good evening, Miss Hermione Glenn Haywood. Good evening, Miss Booker. All of you, good evening. We're investigators. Something doesn't smell. Something smells fishy. Catfish. But something smells fishy about this whole situation. And it seems as though there will be a bigger investigation. It now calls Shellgate, right? Into finding out what the heck really happened. Is there any corruption apart? Conflict of interest? All these manner of things. Who paid the money? How did how did the lobby firm receive payment? That's another issue. But we're not going to go there as yet. Now here, let's get back to Sam Hines. I'm not going to leave this thing just resting like that and just read Sam Hines' report and just drink a glass of Mobby and say, okay. No, I'm just not going to do that. So guess what I did? Anybody can tell me what I did, right? I picked up the phone and I made contact, direct contact with Guyana's ambassador Direct contact. So nobody is going to dispute it. I'm not going to beat around the bush like the ex-FBI agent to say doesn't want to answer that question. Every other question, every other thing, he said he made contact with this and this person, but he's not answering that question directly. Somebody probably kick you up on the foot and say, hey, but it was too late. Both gonna fall, right? So I made contact with the Guyana ambassador to the US, Samuel Archibald Hines, and I want you guys to be the judge. Now here is that few minutes of interview with Samuel Archibald Hines. You guys be the judge.
Yeah,
good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm well.
happy, what is it? Easter done. So I hope you enjoyed your Easter.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I saw a report, a press release from you concerning the lobby group.
Concerning which group?
A lobby group.
A lobby group?
That said that they made contact with you concerning Shell Mohammed.
They said that they made contact with me.
Yeah.
No such thing.
Oh, so they didn't reach out to you.
That mark. You should not be better than that mark. No such thing.
So why would the lobby at a press conference with Shell Mohammed say that they made contact with you?
You should ask them.
How do you feel about that? They're trying to betray.
Well, no such thing happened as they claim. I did not contact them about anybody and not Mr. Mohammed.
And you at no time you spoke with that ex-FBI agent or his company or the lobby group.
He's an FBI agent?
So he says.
He says he's an FBI agent? When he said that?
Not Shell Mohammed, the guy, the lobbyist.
I saw an article in Demar Waves that was brought to my attention.
Mm-hmm. But what's this whole thing about them including or rushing to say that they're not part of investigations and they have a lobby group and stuff like that? Remember, he's also running under the PPP slate.
Maybe there are these other statements made that I am not aware of. A Demar Waves release was brought to my attention in which it said that these people claim that the ambassador in Guyana in the USA approached them, contacted them about visa assistance for visa for Shell Mohammed. And I am categorically saying no such thing. I never contacted them about visas for Mr. Mohammed.
Have you contacted anyone concerning visa for Shell Mohammed?
No, sir. Because the general position is, Chief, that it's not part of our remit, and anybody, my position has always been that any government or embassy approaching the U.S. or anybody about visa for persons, except it's for some publicly known thing, going to school, going for medical treatment or something or that is public, it flags. It raises a red flag, comrade. It raises a red flag. So I tell people not at all. It makes it worse. In my view, it makes it worse. So not at all. If people sick and they could only get the treatment outside of Guyana in the US, if they got a program, an education program to come to, I would say we would look at it.
So the impression is, has anyone from Mohammed, including Shell Mohammed, make direct contact with you to speak on their behalf?
I can tell you that someone did call, I can't recall his who, I've been trying to recall his who, did call and inquire if there's anything we could do, and I said nothing at all. It's our standard position and it's the true position. Sometimes someone did call and said to me, is there anything the embassy could do? And I said, no, not at all.
But usually,
I have other people, I have other people listening in while you speak, right?
that's no problem.
Yes.
No problem.
Okay.
That's it. And I appreciate you being as transparent as you are. As you know, this is this is an on the record response from you. But usually when someone calls you, knowing how you are, and I've known you for quite a while, you usually ask, who am I speaking with? So when that person called, you never inquired as to who?
At the time, I will tell you, I knew who it was. Either I recognized the voice or I did ask. I knew who it was at that time, but I can't recall. I didn't put it in my mind.
So
a lot of people ask for assistance with visa.
True. And I can, yeah.
Since I get here, somebody asks, family, friend, ask about assistance. Some people come up here and they ask me, you can't help me get the permanent or get the visa extended. Some of them I remember who did, but I didn't pay attention to the person who called at that time. And I said, it is true. No, we have no status of visas. Whether it's family, friends, it's true. And it more than ever, it flags, it creates a flag, which is not an advantageous one.
Absolutely. All right. I had one other question, but I'll just leave that as it is. Whether any representative or law enforcement agency contacted you about extradition of anybody back in Guyana, including members of that family?
Extradition? No.
None. Okay. Thank you. Okay. As always, do appreciate. Yeah. All right. All right. Just mind you guys, we're sticking to the subject matter here, which has to do with the Shell Mohammed situation. And so Samuel Hines is saying here that someone actually called him concerning the matter. And let's try to break it down. Samuel Hines, the ambassador, Guyana's ambassador to the US, said that someone called him. The person who called him, he knows the person, he recognized the person's voice, and the person did address the issue of visa and what he, as Sam Hines, as the Guyana ambassador to the US, can do to help. Samuel Hines is saying, Mr. Hines is saying that he doesn't, as of now, he doesn't remember who the individual, but he knows the individual, and he knows the individual's voice as well. But as of now, he just can't remember who that individual is. I pulled back when I heard that, because here there's inconsistencies there. He knows, I know the individual. I know the individual's voice. But right now, I don't know. I can't recall who that individual is. What do you guys take of that? I mean, we're all big people, so to speak. What do you guys take of that? I'd love to read some of your comments. What other than LOL? Leave lie alone. LOL. Sorry, you laugh out loud. Sorry about that. LOL. What do you guys think of that? I don't know. But let's break it down here now. That there is a situation, and it looks as though the Mohammeds are calling all over there is a current matter. They have sued, they have sued the U.S. State Department. They have sued. I believe that matter is still pending. They have sued. So all over, they're going to say, look, their visas have been revoked. They don't know why. Nobody knows why. And it's just like that. The U.S. Embassy is going to say, we are going to revoke Mohammed's visa and his family, some members of his family visas. Just like that. They have done nothing. And they have been traveling, according to the report, they have been traveling to the U.S. for many years. But just like that, the U.S. guys decided to wake up one morning and say, we're not going to renew your visa. It's in what is it? It's still being processed. I don't know. Something is definitely fishy, very fishy. Not so long ago, the flamboyant one, Azruddin, has said that he is under investigations for drug dealing, for money laundering, for gold smuggling, for assassinations, for funding terrorism, and all manner of things. He said it. Those are not simple allegations, mind you. And contrary to what the lobbyist wants to say, and you all are big people, right? Nobody can walk into the U.S. Embassy in Georgetown. No one can walk in to the U.S. Embassy in Georgetown and make an allegation on someone without any evidence. This, in my mind, has nothing to do with competitors. And it's the same thing the ex-FBI agent is repeating what the Mohammeds have said, that it's a competitor that has done this. A competitor has done that, spreading allegations about them. A competitor did that. That might very well got to be some powerful competitor who can walk into the U.S. Embassy and just level allegations about anyone, and then the U.S. will act based on allegations. The U.S. law enforcement agencies will act based on allegations. I don't know. Most of the U.S. law enforcement agencies can be so reckless to run on mere allegations level against someone without any sort of evidence. And just about the time when there was this gold bust in Curacao, the PPP regime, at that time, it was Robert Prasad who was the minister. He was the minister of natural resources. He promised an investigation into this matter. The boat was registered to a Guyanese. FBI agent, my understanding, mind you, interviewed the workers on the vessel as well. A lot of them didn't want to return to Guyana. They said they were fearful for their lives. All manner of things. I know of that investigation because at that time, I wanted a comment. So guess what? Guess what? I made contact with the Curacao Law Enforcement Authority, and the rest was it. But I'm just going to say that after that, that is when a lot of people, including the Mohammeds, I suspect, their visas were pulled or were not renewed, something to that effect. If you want to share the live, we ask that you share the live. And Miss June Cameron, we say things politely here. We do not say these things here. We do not tell people share the damn live. No. Miss June, have a softer tone. We do not do that here at all. But we appreciate folks who do share the live, though. Thank you all. And we appreciate that June is asking people to share the live. And what we do is we say, could you please kindly share the live? That's all. Now, let's move to another point. Not involved in any scampish business. And this is what Nazar Muhammad is saying. He is not involved in any scampish business. I don't know if Claudette Singh feels this way at all. Claudette Singh, oh yeah, that's the same Claudette Singh at GCOM. And I see where this thing is heading. This thing is heading for a massive investigations that involve the FBI. It's going to head that way. It's heading that way at all, because a lot of things came out from that lobbyist, and some question marks obviously have been raised. I see where this is headed. So Nazar Muhammad is saying here, Nazar Muhammad is saying, not involved in any scampish business. No. But he hires a PR firm in renewed bid for U.S. non-immigrant visa. Again, there is a court matter. There is a pending court matter. In this particular situation, there is a pending court matter. Okay? So I just want, and they have sued the U.S. State Department. They took the U.S. State Department, to court on this matter. The matter is it's pending, right? The matter is pending currently. They have sued the U.S. State Department, and Garland actually they sued the U.S. State Department on this matter as Rudin versus Garland, and it is back in 2021 as Rudin filed an immigration lawsuit against Garland. This case was filed in U.S. District Courts, District of Columbia. The judge overseeing this case, the case is Amit Mehta. Amit Mehta is presiding over this matter. So they have sued the U.S. government. Again, immigration lawsuit. They have sued Garland, and I believe Garland happens to be, is he the Attorney General? I believe. So they have sued. Again, one may ask this question, the aggression over this whole thing. I don't know. What do you guys think is happening here, right? And this is a company that is getting a bunch of contracts, hundreds of millions of Guyana dollars, hundreds, almost $1 billion for the fire headquarters there in Guyana. Hundreds of millions of dollars, taxpayers' money. Do you think you, as a small contractor, with a bunch of allegations, against allegations, mind you, do you think you can get a drainage contract? Well, we see that they're giving a bunch of different questionable people some contracts too. But this is serious allegations leveled against this company. Of course, they're claiming they're innocent, right? And Mohammed is saying that he's not scampish. All right, good. They have not been convicted in any court or whatever. But let's get back to that vessel. Robert Passat, remember, sent a gentleman by the name of Arthur Gibbs. I don't know, a lot of you might not remember these things, right? To Curacao to do this investigation about that vessel. And guess what? Guess what, guys? Guess what? The investigation, the report by Mr. Gibbs was handed to Robert Passat. I wish somebody can ask Robert Passat what happened to that report. Disappeared. Done with. They knew what they were doing then. Maybe Robert Passat can answer whether he also, because he's foreign secretary, he is foreign secretary, Robert Passat should be able to answer or to say whether he contacted the lobbying firm BGR on behalf of the Mohammeds. Maybe Robert Passat should answer that. Maybe Sam Hines is totally clueless. And maybe Sam Hines isn't the one who contacted the BGR group, the lobbying group. Maybe Sam Hines didn't. Maybe someone right underneath him there at the U.S. Embassy did on his behalf. Maybe poor Sam Hines could be the fall guy. But they need an investigation. They need an independent investigation. And since this situation happened on the U.S. soil, maybe the FBI can get involved for an investigation. Because a Guyana ambassador to the U.S. should not be involved in these sort of things. Should not. That ambassador, if it is true, can be expelled. So these allegations are serious, and it's opening a bigger can of worms. A bigger can of worms. So, Mr. Isaacs, if they get money to blow, let them blow. But when you blow money stupidly, you know what's whatever they expect the outcome to be, it's not going to be that at all, because lots of cans of worms are opening. Lots of cans of worms are opening. And so we want Arthur Gibbs, who did the investigation, provided the outcome of that investigation to Robert Passad, who is the nephew-in-law of Barra Jagdeo, who now sits there as foreign secretary, Guyana's foreign secretary. In other words, he's actually the foreign affairs minister. You hear more about him than you hear about Utah, who is supposedly the foreign affairs minister. Robert Passad was recently in London. He's all over. So Robert Passad needs to come out and say, because we don't want an investigation to lead down that line, but Robert Passad, the foreign secretary, needs to come out and say whether he ever spoke with any member of that lobbying firm, BGR, on behalf of the Mohammeds. He needs to say that. Now, let's move on. The BGR official, and this is the ex-FBI agent, Mr. Locke, right? This is what the BGR official admitted, hearing that Mohammed has a cozy relationship with the People's Progressive Party, civic-led administration. But this is the ex-FBI agent, said that was kind of strange, because the businessman, he's saying that Mohammed is a businessman, right? That's what the ex-FBI agent is saying, has contributed to both political parties. In other words, the ex-FBI agent is saying that Mohammed has contributed to the PPP and the PNC. Of course, they may have to other parties as well, right? But this is what the ex-FBI agent is saying, that Mohammed has contributed to the PPP, and of course, he said both political parties. I'm assuming it's the PNC. I'm assuming it's the PNC. It could be the AFC. It could be some other small parties and so forth. But I'm assuming it's the PNC, because he said both political parties. And so he said Mohammed stayed out of the political fray. Oh, really? Really? Did he ask Mohammed what happened in the 2020 elections and what alleged role they have played? And all these manner of things? I don't know. Somebody needs to talk to that ex-FBI agent, right? Okay, let's continue here now. He's saying that Mohammed stayed out of the political fray and supports whichever government that is in power. Now, hear what the ex-FBI agent is saying that actually made me drink my Kool-Aid or my Mobby as quickly as possible. And I quote the ex-FBI agent here. You'll never, and I'm serious, you'll never see him promoting one party over the other. He is very pragmatic, and he's not affiliated with either party, right? End of quote. And look at that Look at that flyer at the bottom there, right? Look at that flyer at the bottom. And the FBI agent not so long ago said that you'll never see him promoting one party over the other. He is very pragmatic and he's not affiliated with either party. And boom, look at that flyer. Local government elections 2023. They're saying, Nazar Mohammed is saying vote, equality and justice for all. Look under which party? PPPC, representing the Eccles-Ramsburg constituency. But yet the ex-FBI agent not so long ago said that you'll never see him promoting one party over the other. He is very pragmatic and he's not affiliated with any or either party. End of quote. What do you guys have to say about that? Come on, guys. Come on. He's not affiliated with any of the two parties. No, he's not. But I'm not sure if Mohammed told the ex-FBI agent this. I'm not sure whether he told him this or not. I'm not sure about that. But something isn't right. Now, look, I'm not blaming the ex-FBI agent or the lobbyist or the lobbying firm. And no, they got to make money. They got to make money. And lobbyists are going to sit there and talk and tell Mohammed what he wants to hear. That's all. I don't know. Look, he's running under the what? Under the PPP. And the ex-FBI agent is saying, you'll never see him promoting one party over the other. He is very pragmatic, and he's not affiliated with either party. End of quote. No, he's not. No, he's not. Oh my gosh. Hey, Guyana. I need a glass of water, man. Seriously.
Guyana, really nice. Guyana, it's a nice place.
Guyana is indeed, oh gosh, really, really nice. Whatever PR work that they're doing, it's just not working at all. For those of you who missed this here with Sam Hines, hear it out again just for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, man.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm well.
happy, what is it? Easter done. So I hope you enjoyed your Easter.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I saw a report, a press release from you concerning the lobby group.
Concerning which group?
A lobby group.
A lobby group?
That said that they made contact with you concerning Shell Mohammed.
They said that they made contact with me.
Yeah.
No such thing.
Oh, so they didn't reach out to you.
That Mark. You should know me better than that, Mark. No such thing.
So why would the lobby at a press conference with Shell Mohammed say that they made contact with you?
You should ask them.
How do you feel about that? They're trying to betray.
Well, no such thing happened as they claim. I did not contact them about anybody and not Mr. Mohammed.
And you at no time you spoke with that ex-FBI agent or his company or the lobby group.
He's an FBI agent?
So he says.
He says he's an FBI agent? When he said that?
Not Shell Mohammed, the guy, the lobbyist.
I saw an article in Demar Waves. that was brought to my attention.
Mm-hmm. But what's this whole thing about them including or rushing to say that they're not part of investigations and they have a lobby group and stuff like that? Remember, he's also running under the PPP slate.
Maybe there are these other statements made that I am not aware of. A temporary waves release was brought to my attention in which it said that these people claim that the ambassador in Guyana in the USA approached them, contacted them about visa assistance for visa for Michelle Mohammed. And I am categorically say no such thing. I never contacted them about visas for Mr. Mohammed.
All right. So Sam Hines, the ambassador to Guyana, the Guyana ambassador to the USRA, is saying that he has never done that. The Demerara Waves is saying that the managing director of that BGR lobbying firm actually, I tried to make contact with someone, a diplomat, a Guyanese diplomat, to find out whether that Guyanese diplomat also made contact, or if it is that Guyanese diplomat who made contact. Sam Hines is saying no, he didn't at no point in time. Somebody made contact. If it wasn't Sam Hines, the question is, who made contact? Who made the arrangement? Who acted as the conduit for Shell Mohammed's company? I doubt that Shell Mohammed and his son actually did the initial negotiation or calls, because it would be difficult for those guys to understand them. So someone else, and of course it would probably be difficult for them to understand Sam, but Sam is way better with his English, mind you. And this is the first time that I'm hearing Sam speak as fluently as he did, with no nothing. So this, he's getting better. But Sam Hines is saying it wasn't him. He didn't call or anything of that sort. He just didn't. Sam Hines is saying he didn't. I don't know how many of you guys believe him. But someone, if it's not Sam Hines, someone made that call. There needs to be an investigation. And we need to hear from Irfan Ali about this, because something is fishy about this whole situation. Something, Irfan Ali, something, as you see Irfan Ali there is standing with Azruddin Mohammed. Irfan Ali needs to respond. Jagdeo needs to respond. They need to say something. Azruddin and the acting commissioner of police. Meanwhile, this guy, you know, in the U.S. State Department, they quoted this guy, Dion Bascom, Detective Sergeant Bascom. The U.S. State Department report, Human Rights Report, quoted this. They stated about what this guy, this detective, reported. And the FBI agent is saying that the RSS report did not link any of the Mohammeds or whatever. It seems as though everything the FBI, ex-FBI agent is saying, oh, no. We haven't heard from the relevant authority in Guyana about the report, the findings of the RSS. The RSS officer, when he was in Guyana, didn't one day interview this guy, the main individual in this. This is a guy, a whistleblower, Dion Bascom, who said that he was part of the investigation into the murder of this guy, Ricardo Fagundes. And this detective is saying that there was corruption to cover up the case and not to arrest this guy, who happens to be a friend of Irfan Ali, Azruddin, as a suspect, mind you, a suspect. We haven't heard, and the ex-FBI agent has alluded that, oh, the police have done their no. The investigation, according to Dion Bascom, Sergeant Bascom, was stymied. Detective Sergeant Bascom was stymied because they didn't want to go and question this guy because of his connection and so forth to Irfan Ali. The vehicles that Irfan Ali drives, we are told, was gifted to Irfan by this guy's company, their company. We are told that that's the case, right? Yeah. And many of you remembered when Irfan Ali was being sworn in at the convention center, the brand new vehicles that turned up there, right? And who delivered those vehicles. Look at him. And then, not so long ago, I believe it was around Christmas time, you saw a bunch of police, men and women, by Shell Mohammed's business place. They weren't waiting there for prayers, or they weren't waiting there just for, hey, thank you, good work, guys. They went there for God in heaven knows what, but it wasn't prayers. I can tell you guys that. And so they want to shift the focus of all of this here. They didn't arrest this guy, Azruddin, to question him. Mind you, again, he's a suspect. He's not guilty or what, just a suspect. The police have never done their investigations with this guy as far as we are aware, the public, that is. They have not pulled this guy in for fitness. If they did, then they probably keeping it a secret. We don't know. The public doesn't know this at all. And that's all Bascom was saying. Arrest these guys, just like you pull in other suspects for questioning. They arrested Ogunsi, they arrested and shackled him. They arrested Jordan, former Minister of Finance. They arrested everybody. Roxanne Myers. They shackled some of these guys, put them through 72 hours. Trevor Ben, Lowenfield, Mingo, all of these people arrested. They even arrested, I think, questioned James Bond through Soku. James Bond, we're not hearing about that case or whatever, but James Bond was shaking Jack Deere's hand and saying, shared. He used the word shared. And then he said governance. But we're not hearing anything about James Bond's case. But when he was arrested or questioned, we all were here fighting for him, right? And so we're not hearing his case. But we're not hearing it, right? And so, but never have we heard anything about the arrest for questioning, mind you, of Azruddin Mohammed. Never. Don't ask me why, right? You all know why. You all know why. If Detective Sergeant Bascom is watching this program this evening, good evening to you, sir. Good evening. If he's watching. This is embarrassing. It's very, very embarrassing for the installed PPP regime. Irfan Ali has to say something, because a bigger can of worm is going to open up. Whether an investor for the investigation in the US, we can't depend on Irfan Ali to have any investigation of himself or the regime. They can't. Otherwise, there would have been an investigation a long time now concerning what Sue said. Allegations of what Sue said about Jack Deere. Sue said about Jack Deere, not propaganda. What Sue said about Jack Deere.
Source. Maybe the Chinese company that did not get the agreement that they wanted here, maybe they're the ones who told you, or it could be just a fictitious thing.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Sue Jerome?
Sue? Oh, Sue. My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place. Yeah.
And he's a good friend.
Yeah. Scrolling through the comment section, and mind you, Lemon is back on the job, we stumbled upon a good night from Dion Bascom, Sergeant Dion Bascom, that they went after. All of them went after him. And thank God this detective, thank God this cop is still alive today. Thank God he's still alive today. Because I bet my last 13 cents in my pocket. That someone in Guyana or individuals in Guyana wanted out his light. Air Finale doesn't want to offer him any protection, none whatsoever. They grabbed his passport, they charged him, the DPP went after him, the acting commissioner of police went after him, the crime chief went after him, Azraddin Mohammed went after him in lawsuit. Who else? Caesar, this guy, yeah, this guy. Heard this guy is filthy rich, man, and he's just a senior cop. Maybe I should have become a cop, right? But all of them went after him. All of them went after this guy, all because he said that the investigation was being stymied. The investigations into the Fagundes murder, the U.S. State Department spoke about it. They fell short of mentioning alleged culprits' name, but we all know the alleged culprits. The U.S. State Department, why do you think Anil Nandalal rushed out quickly to talk about it? Why do you think, and they didn't speak of anything else concerning the State Department, what the State Department said in the annual human rights report, but they only pinpoint that particular situation with Fagundes' case as what Mr. Bascom actually alluded to. I suspect that FBI agent, I suspect, mind you, I don't know, I'm just saying I suspect that FBI agents may have interviewed Mr. Bascom as well. May have, mind you, interviewed Mr. Bascom as well. But we're glad that he's alive. And if anything happens to Mr. Bascom, we know where to point our fingers to, right? We know who the individuals are, right? And we will blame Air Finale for that, because thus far he's refused to offer any sort of good protection for Mr. Bascom. He's left out in the open. The police force is being controlled by all sorts of criminal elements in Guyana, some of whom are disguised as businessmen. Sad situation in that country. Very, very sad situation. Thank you, Mr. Bascom, for watching our program. Thanks to all of our listeners for watching as well. I've got to go. It's 14 minutes after 10 o'clock. I'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time. My name is Mark Benchap. God bless you all. And pray. Do more than just praying for that country. Before I go, how can I leave you guys to close your doors just like that? Just like that. You can close your doors. Take a look at this. Oil-rich Guyana. Oil-rich Guyana. Take a look at this, please, guys. Please. Take a look at this. This is not a three-card trick. This is not propaganda. This is not horse stables. These are houses that are being built in an oil-rich country where $214 million the PPP is holding on to in their pockets. We'll touch about that. Yeah, last night we touched on it with Mr. Lowe. We'll touch on that $214 million. Look at these houses. Look at these houses. Take a look at them. Under the PPP regime, take a look at them. Take a look at them. I don't know how any of these soup drinkers, whether in Linden, they got a few soup drinkers there. In New Amsterdam, yeah, good night, Barbara. You know, they got a couple of soup drinkers here and there. How can these soup drinkers sleep, man? How can they sleep? I don't know. How can they sleep? Oh, gosh. How can they sleep, guys? I'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time. God bless you all. God bless our beautiful country. Thanks to my operator, Lemon, and thanks to all of you as well. So long.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Guyana, really nice. Guyana, it's a nice place.
Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God.